humans and animals are woven in a fabric of love, trust, and dependability. Inspired by such thriving dynamics, the animal healthcare industry is committed towards the health of the triad, that is, animals, humans, and the environment. The animal health industry's core objective is to contribute towards the food security of the ever-growing human population. Healthy and safe milk, meat, egg, and fish help to meet the daily protein needs of the rapidly urbanizing population. The goal of animal healthcare industry transcends beyond healing the pain and sufferings of animals. It significantly contributes towards the livelihood of farmers and empowers the nation's economy. The global animal health industry has evolved from being an emerging industry to a progressive powerhouse worth more than $60 billion and is expected to be valued at $75 billion by 2025. The animal husbandry and fisheries sector of India plays a major role in country's growth, contributing 7% of the national GDP and more than 35% of the agricultural GDP. The animal health industry of India is poised to be worth more than $2 billion by 2026. It meaningfully adds value not only to the GDP but also creates employment opportunities in R&D, manufacturing, business development, international operations, and other sectors. The Indian Federation of Animal Health Companies, INFA, is a united progressive force of companies working towards advanced animal health care. Incepted in 2011, today, INFA comprises of more than 50 member companies representing diverse genre of the Indian animal healthcare industry, serving across species with a comprehensive range of pharmaceuticals, nutritionals, biologicals, and Ayurvedic products. INFA was formed to ensure ethical practices and enhance the animal healthcare industry's value and contribution to society. INFA strategically collaborates with various stakeholders for better animal health care. These include Indian regulatory authorities like CIDESCO, Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, ICAR, IPC, FSSAI, BIS. INFA has also collaborated with various ministries like Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Ayush, Ministry of Finance. INFA relentlessly works closely with scientific bodies and communities for creating awareness on zoonosis and antimicrobial resistance. INFA also plays a pivotal role in the One Health initiative, which is a collaborative and integrated approach to ensure the well-being of humans, animals, and the environment. INFA is a member of global animal healthcare body, Health for Animals, and conveys strong impressions of the Indian animal husbandry and animal health industry at the global stage. INFA also works closely with various animal health associations. Global collaborations formed by INFA also ensure greater regulatory harmony across nations. INFA believes in giving back to society through its corporate social responsibility endeavors. It stands by farmers severely affected by natural calamities. INFA joins hands with local veterinary healthcare providers and distributes nutritional and healthcare products for animals during these calamities. INFA is also raising awareness on the importance of egg and milk as a source of protein on World Egg Day and World Milk Day. INFA has been recognized on multiple occasions for its contribution to the industry. Despite reaching many milestones in its growing and successful journey, INFA's bold quest has just begun. Driven by its philosophy of healthy animals, healthier India, INFA is committed to make a difference every day and in every way.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this special event organized by INFA, Indian Federation of Animal Health Companies. It gives me a great joy to welcome all the esteemed members, students, budding entrepreneurs, poultry industry stakeholders, and regulators. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a saying that you are what you eat and you are what you read. So such a indulgence is there on the life of human being, and recognizing the importance of this topic, our President Dr. Vijay Makhija, our Vice President Dr. Tanveer Alam, and the management committee members of INFA decided to host this event on 25th year of World Egg Day celebration. Let me introduce my team today for this event. Dr. Vijay Makhija, the President of INFA, Dr. Tanveer Alam, Vice President of INFA, and my name Shirish, who is working right now as General Secretary of INFA. And I am blessed to have the presence of our immediate past President, the dynamic leader, Mr. Vijay Teng. Dr. Makhija, please give your presidential address.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of entire managing committee of INFA, we welcome you all. We hope that you and your family members are keeping safe and well in these uncertain times of COVID pandemic. As you know, INFA is a united progressive force of 52 animal health companies which contribute close to 85% of the animal health market of India. We really thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule and joining us for this event. This year World Egg Day is a very special one, as it is being celebrated as 25th year anniversary of existence of World Egg Day. This year also is very special for us at INFA. We are celebrating our 10th year anniversary. So thank you all INFA members and all the stakeholders who have been supporting INFA throughout this journey. INFA's motto is to ensure healthy animals and healthier India. INFA member companies are providing quality products for optimum health and nutrition of the poultry birds. This year World Egg Day theme is Eggs for All, Nature's Perfect Package. So we learned from our distinguished speakers today why it is being called as Nature's Perfect Package. Eggs are affordable, accessible, nutritious and wholesome food. And eggs have the great potential to address the challenges of malnutrition which our country is facing at the moment. Egg sector provides job opportunities for millions of the people and also is a great source of livelihood. More so ever, egg has almost the negligible or lowest environmental footprint. Egg sector has to play a very important role in achieving the sustainable development goals like SDG number 2, zero hunger, SDG number 3, good health and well-being, and many more SDGs. We have seen that our per capita consumption has been rising significantly in last 1 decade. Dr. Azil will share more specific details around that. However, we still feel that there is a lot of opportunities to grow our egg consumption, and we together can accelerate that because we are still quite far away from the recommendation given by NIN and ICMR. Today, we have invited eminent speakers from National Egg Coordination Committee and nutritionist expert from different parts of the country from New Delhi and Mumbai. We look forward to have a strengthening collaboration with National Egg Coordination Committee and the nutritionist fraternity in coming future as well. Once again, we wanted to say that INFA is committed for ensuring healthier animals and healthier India. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Shirish. Over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will now request my colleague, Dr. Rajni, who is the part of our editorial board, to kindly introduce the distinguished speakers to all of you. Over to you, Dr. Rajni.
Thank you so much, sir. A very good morning to all of you and a very warm welcome for the event of World Egg Day celebration today along with INFA. We have with us 3 speakers for the day, and we will start with our first speaker, Dr. Azhil Kumar. Dr. Azhil Kumar is a veterinarian who graduated from Madras Veterinary College, and he's having a post-graduation in MSc Agriculture from the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. He is also PGDM from IIM Ahmedabad. and he's having more than 30 years of experience in poultry industry, handling various positions in various organizations. He has worked in Nigeria for 3 years in developing poultry business of an organization there. At present, he is working as COO of National Egg Coordination Committee. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. We look forward to hear and learn from you. Over to Dr. Ezhil.
Introduce the distinguished speaker, the CEO of NECC. Sunday ho ya Monday, roj khao one day. What a wonderful jingle NECC has given to the country. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear Dr. Ezhil Kumar. Over to you, Dr. Ezhil.
Good afternoon to all of you. Before starting my presentation, my happy World Egg Day wishes to all of you. Coming to, can I ask Rajini to display my presentation? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rajini. And special thanks to Dr. Rajini for extraordinary introduction about myself. And I thank Vijay Makija and Dr. Sirish for having given me this opportunity to make this presentation. This presentation may not be a new thing for you because I have compiled all the history and I'm giving this information in a nutshell. And before going to the egg consumption pattern in India, I want to say about the poultry industry, how it has grown, then how we have moved to the present level. Next slide, please. In the poultry industry in 1960s, it has started as a backyard industry, and the poultry industry has taken the proper shape in 1972 by the establishment of Venkateshwara Hatcheries by late Dr. P.V. Rao. And in the initial years, the farm size was between 200 to 1,000, and a huge number of farms were established. And these farms were established in deep litter system. And only in 80s, the cage system started, California cage system has started. And in the same late 70s and 80s, farmers faced a lot of marketing issues. And many farmers closed the farm. For example, farmers of Vijayawada used to take the eggs in baskets, bamboo baskets, to the neighboring consumption market of Chennai. Once it landed there, the trader used to tell that they are going to take at the rock bottom price. Immediately, the farmers used to take the eggs and go to Calcutta for selling eggs. These are all the distress period which have been faced by the farmers, and which has made the industry players to form a coordination committee. Madam, next slide, please. Yeah, okay. National Egg Coordination Committee under the leadership of B.V. Rao and other stalwarts of the industry at that point of time. And he has raised a slogan, "My egg, my price, my life." And with this, NECC was started in the year 1982. And now it is the world's biggest poultry farmers cooperative, having almost 35,000 farmers as its members. And this is mainly established to promote the welfare of the poultry farmers and to ensure fair and reasonable price for the egg. And it has given a bridge between the poultry farmers and the traders to avoid exploitation by trader or by the farmers. Next slide, please, ma'am. Yeah, and in addition to this, NECC, we make representation to central and state governments for the welfare of the industry and the farmers. And we also involved in egg consumption promotional activities. Just now, they said, no, Sunday or Monday, Roj Ka Wando. The famous jingle is coined by NECC, which has given a very good edge. Probably, if you remember, in the Rasna was a soft drink in which they coined one word called "I love you Rasna" in 80s and 90s. "I love you Rasna," which has given a big boost to the sales. Same way, our slogan, Sunday or Monday, Roj Kawa Ande, has given a very good boost in consumption of eggs. So after having this NECC's activities, what are the results we got? Actually, marketing of eggs streamlined. In the traders have started following certain norms in buying the eggs, and similarly, better realization for eggs farmers started getting. If you know, in agriculture, we say there is a word called price spread. In this price spread, what they measure is how much percentage of farmers getting as their revenue out of consumer's price. For example, if a product is sold at 10 rupees and the farmer is getting 5 rupees at the farm gate level, then we call the price spread is 50%. If you take this price spread calculation in the agricultural commodity, highest price spread is there in egg only. Actually, the egg price spread is around 70 to 75%. That means if I buy egg at 6 rupees from the market, almost 4 rupees 50 paise is given to the farmer. In no other agriculture commodity is having that kind of price spread. This is because of NECC's efforts. And similarly, the price at which the egg is sold to the consumer is also at the nominal level. It has not reached skyrocket prices so far. So now it dwindles between maximum we are saying 7 or 750 is the maximum price. Had it been allowed to grow, probably by this time consumers may be buying at 10 rupees or 11 rupees. So this way, both farmers are getting a better remuneration for their produce and consumers are getting at a reasonable price. All these efforts have started giving a positive impact on the industry, and the industry has started growing. Now, madam, next slide, please. Now, the NECC is headed by our chairperson, Dr. Anuradha Desai, and because of her efforts and industry's growth, right now we have active farms of around 15,000 farms, ranging from even 2,000 to 1 million birds. And if you take the number of bird farms and their capacities, almost 60% of the farm is with the small and marginal farmers. Now, the definition for small and marginal farmers in poultry is they have taken farm size up to 1 lakh is considered as small and marginal farms, small farms. Okay, if you consider this, then we have almost 66% of the total farms, 66, now even 70% of the total farms are with the small and marginal farms. That means you can imagine how many farmers are depending on poultry for their livelihood and their growth. And right now we are having a poultry population of around 30 crore in Leh. And if you add brooding and growing all put together, it will be around 36 to 37 crores. At any point of time, we can have a poultry population in India. It is confining only to layer. I'm not talking anything about broiler, because from NECC side, I'm covering this. And if you take broiler, almost we are placing 35 crore chicks every month, which is equal to almost 400 crore. 400 to 420 crore chicks are placed in a year. This is about the broiler side. And coming to layer side, out of this 30 crore population, 50% of the population is concentrated in 4 states of southern India, that is Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Karnataka. The remaining 50% is spread in other 10 states. And mostly the eggs produced in this production centers are producing states are moved to egg deprived states, we can call as northeastern states and Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. Of course, now Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, they are giving trust on establishing their own poultry farms. Probably in another few years, they will have self-sufficiency in catering to their need. Coming to the next slide, please. all these efforts have resulted in the egg production, and now we are the third largest egg producer in the world, next to China and America. And our industry turnover is almost 1 to 1.25 lakh crore, out of which layer contribution is approximately 40,000 to 50,000 crores. And in addition to this, it supports millions of farmers of maize and soya. And apart from this, it provides employment to direct and indirect employment in the rural India. That is also almost 1 to 1.5 million persons are getting direct benefit from poultry industry. Then because of all these things, right now our per capita consumption is 75x. It has come from almost, I can say, 3 times it has increased. 24, 25x to today it's 75x because of the contribution of, as you said, all the players in the poultry industry. And poultry industry has become the provider of livelihood in the rural area. And these are all the production side information. Coming to the marketing side, we have three marketing channels. In these channels, we have sub-channels. First is egg is sold as a commodity, whole egg, and which constitute almost 95% of the eggs are sold as raw egg. And this has almost 5 sub-channels. One is farmer to consumer directly, and farmer to trader to consumer. And now we have some area farmer to production center trader to consumer center trader, and then consumer. For example, Hyderabad is considered as a production center. So we have farmers. These farmers sell the eggs to the traders in Hyderabad, who are considered as production center traders. And these production center traders are selling eggs to Mumbai traders, who are considered as consumption center traders. And from there, it goes to consumer, or in between, from the trader, wholesaler, and consumer. And another one thing is wholesaler, retailer, and consumer. This is almost 95% of the eggs are sold in this fashion. Then next slide, madam. So next channel is now it's recently developing channel, that is modern trade. So farmer is directly selling it to the modern trade, like big retail chains, and sometimes farmer to trader to modern trade, and the same way farmer to production center trader, consumption center trader, and modern trade in consumption centers, like that. Almost 5%, almost 4% of the eggs are sold through this channel. In addition to this, some eggs are used for vaccine. Of course, for vaccine, they are using fertile eggs. And pharma, cosmetic, and other area, they are using commercial eggs. In addition to this, we have almost 4 units of egg processing plants. They are exporting their egg powder to foreign countries, mainly European countries. So this is the marketing channel right now available with the egg, commercial egg. Then coming to the profile of the consumers, if you see overall profile of the consumers, now as you all know, 80% of the population is Hindus and 14% is almost Muslims. Christian is 2, the rest are other religion. Of all the population available, still 30% of the population is considered as vegetarian. Though we say that okay, there are some portion of people are coming as egg consumption, that is vegetarian, still we have a huge number of population is not taking any non-vegetarian items. Okay, and when you come to this consumption, if you see the consumption pattern, mostly the consumption is influenced by festivals. If you take the festival, Hindus are having almost 105 to 120 festivals across India on different times. It ranges from 1 day to 1 month. For example, now Shravan in north and Protasi, which is going on right now in Tamil Nadu, it is a 1 month festival during which people don't take non-veg. and egg is sometimes they consider as non-veg and they avoid taking eggs. So consumption influenced by festivals in India. Then similarly, if you consider the consumption, the weekend consumption is almost 2 to 3 times the average weekday consumption. And in egg is mostly taken as a breakfast food in north. In south, they take in all the 3 times. It means either maybe they included in the lunch and dinner also. Okay, then at consumer level, price is inelastic demand in specific segments. If you take any specific segment, there the price is inelastic. That means even if the price increases, the demand doesn't decrease to that extent. And when it comes to lower income people, it is elastic. That means if the price increases to that extent, the demand decreases. And next slide, madam. So factors affecting egg consumption. Okay, still there is a question mark. Though we claim that egg is a vegetarian, still there is a question mark whether it's a vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Most of the consumers feel that it's non-vegetarian. So because of that only, and during festival days, they don't take eggs. Even though Mahatma Gandhi and Swami Vivekananda all have told that it is vegetarian, and even Vivekananda used to take 2 boiled eggs every day when he was in California. Still, people are not ready to accept and take it as a vegetarian food. Next slide, madam. Okay. And as I said, it's too many Hindu festivals. Another one thing is many of the consumers are unaware of nutritive value. Though we are telling a lot about the nutritive value, still the nutritive value is not known to them. Thanks to disease like COVID, where initial stages we face a lot of problem in selling our eggs, whereas government, doctors and others have come forward and they started telling that egg is one of the immunity boosters for COVID. Such kind of education helps us to improve the sales of egg. Then similarly, seasonal variation in consumption, because summer the consumption decreases, in winter consumption increases, especially in north. This is very, very high. And another point is still we have myth about eggs, saying that it increases the body temperature and so many issues. And suppose in Tamil Nadu, I have seen some doctors used to say, don't take commercial eggs, you take desi eggs. Because there is a difference between desi eggs and commercial eggs. But in fact, there is no difference in nutritive value between commercial eggs and desi eggs. So these are all the things are there at present in the consumption level of eggs. Next slide. What is the industry's future? Future is, yes, it's very good, bright. And as Dr. Nigam said, we are consumption is only 875 x, whereas ICMR and NIN recommendation is 180 x. So to increase to 180 x level, at the present poultry population has to increase by 3 times. So to that extent, we have potential. And in addition to this, now farmers and others have started producing organic eggs and cage-free eggs and all. That will also give very good edge on over the present commercial eggs. In addition to this, yes, people are going for nutrient enrichment eggs also. Next slide, madam. Okay. Apart from this, now poultry farms are becoming power generation units, because even last week we have met one team from Germany. They have explained the technology available with them. Probably it may come soon here also, so that poultry farms will become power generating units. And another one, this thing is, yes, professional marketing organizations and e-commerce. For example, just 2 days ago, there is a news item that PCS has got the first venture capital funding for selling eggs and non-vegetarian items. Like that, now this will go into a channelized marketing rather than unstructured marketing. And slowly it is moving from commodity sales to branded product sales. And same way they are going for ready-to-eat eggs. All these things will give a good boost for the egg industry, and more people will join as vegetarian and that will give a bigger boost for the poultry to grow further. Although in spite of animal welfare associations are having certain concerns, if we overcome all these things, definitely poultry industry will be the best industry in India in the coming years. Thank you, and I thank the organizers and especially Vijay Makija and Nigamji for having given me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Azil, for such a wonderful presentation. We understand that NECC is a catalyzer for the growth of layer industry. Kudos to the team NECC. I will request my colleague Dr. Rajni to introduce the next distinguished speaker, please.
Thank you, Dr. Nigam. Today we have with us our second speaker, Ms. Trishila Goswami. She is a nutrigenomic counselor and a diabetic educator. She is MSc in clinical nutrition and dietetics. She heals patients with food therapy, excellent planner of customized diets, and addresses diabetes and other lifestyle diseases through diet planning. She is also founder of Clinical Yoga Ahar and 8 Ways to be Fit. It is a great pleasure to have Ms. Trishila Goswami with us today. Looking forward to great diet tips from you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Rajni, ma'am, for this wonderful introduction, and thank you, Dr. Vijay, for having me here. So I'll be talking about egg and its nutrition value in a nutshell for all of you. We can start with the presentation, Dr. Rajni. So let's start with the topic, and I love this quote, which is why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary. Next slide. So firstly, we'll talk about the nutrient contents of the egg, and to show you, I have divided egg white and egg yellow as the nutrient contents to show, because nowadays a lot of people have only egg whites, or they throw away the yolk, but the yolk has a lot of importance, and I'm trying to show this in this slide. So basically, maximum of the vital nutrients or minerals and vitamins are there in the yolk, which is one of them is B12, B2, riboflavin, lutein, choline. All these nutrients are excellent for hair, skin, development. The protein is divided for the egg into albumin and yolk both. So there is no use of having only one part of the egg. You should actually have a whole egg to get the full protein and the full nutrient and vitamin from the egg. Other part is egg white and egg yellow both have the same nutrient content. There is a myth around this that the egg white or egg brown has more nutrients, but there is nothing like that. Both have the same nutrient contents. Egg yolk, you'll find half of the egg protein, so therefore egg yolk has to be included, and do not throw away your egg yolk. Next slide. Talking about the protein, which is egg is well known for. Why it is a complete protein? It is because it has all the 9 amino acids which are required for human growth and development, and it has high biological value protein, and it can be easily absorbed by the human body. It is also the only source of albumin, which is egg is a great source of albumin basically. Talking about the protein, one medium egg provides around 6 to 6.5 grams of protein. With protein, it also has nutrients like folate, vitamin B6, B12, D, iron, and zinc, which is again very important for your immunity, for growth of the cells, for brain functions. The protein and it has a good amount of dietary fat. So there is a thing that if you have a lot of eggs, you cannot have a lot of eggs because it has a lot of cholesterol. No, but egg is a good and a great source of good fat. It has good cholesterol, which becomes, and the combination of this protein and fat makes egg a healthy breakfast option, dinner option, lunch option, wherever you can accommodate this. It's a great because it has almost all essential vitamins and nutrients. It is great for someone who's looking for weight loss as it reduces your hunger pangs. It gives you a high level of satiety. So you can include at least 1 or 2 eggs daily in the breakfast and you're good to go for the whole day. Next slide. So the major benefits of eggs is, one of them is that it reduces the risk of heart disease because it increases your HDL, which is your good cholesterol. It actually promotes weight loss. Like I said, it gives you satiety. It is great for brain health because it contains choline, and choline is one of the nutrient component which helps in brain function development. It is great for your eye health, for reversing aging or reducing your aging or sign of aging. Since it is rich in vitamin D, it protects your bones and it has good amount of calcium, phosphorus. It also promotes your hair and hair health, skin health, nails, because it is rich in complete biotin, vital nutrients which are important for the growth and development of all these organs and small vital parts of our body. Next slide. So like I said, there are many researches which also tell us that having eggs will actually reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. It is excellent for people with diabetes or pre-diabetes, even for patients who have BP, to manage your blood pressure. It is found that higher egg intake is associated with lower risk of myocardial infarction. So I'm sure everyone should be clear by now that eating eggs will not give you a heart disease or heart problem. Next. Additional information about eggs which people are not very aware of. One of them is egg is so nutritious that it can be given to a baby who is 6 months old. You can mash it or give it in pureed form because it has the main nutrients for growth and development of the brain cells, for the growth hormones to develop. Second, shelf life about egg is about 28 days, which many people don't know about. Also, how can you check if the egg is fresh or not? You can immerse your egg in a jar of water, and whichever eggs will settle down at the bottom of the jar is the freshest egg. These are some points which not many people are aware of. Next slide. So let me talk about some myths around eggs. So there are so many myths, but we have picked up top 2 myths about egg, and one of them, like I said, is people with high cholesterol should not eat eggs. But the point is, eggs have good cholesterol, they have unsaturated fats, and they have omega-3. What it does, it leaches out the bad fat or suppresses the bad cholesterol from the liver, and hence it is very, very useful for people with heart disease. So the research also tells you that it's an affordable source of protein and a good source of dietary fat, and it is much, much safer than other food products which contains trans fat and saturated fats. So basically, a whole egg will just give you 183 micrograms of fat, which is within the recommended allowances. Now, second myth is egg and milk together are, some people find it tough to digest or causes indigestion. This is a myth because it depends body to body. Some people with already bad digestion or having that issue might have this problem, but otherwise it's a great combination because it has a good amount of protein, amino acid, fats, and all other vital nutrients required for the proper functioning of the body and the cells. Therefore, consuming both milk and egg together is the easiest way to balance out your protein intake in the entire day. Next. If you have any questions regarding this, we can have your questions now.
Thank you, Trishala, for a wonderful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are little behind the schedule. So now I request directly my colleague Rajni to introduce the last but not the least very important speaker. She is also coming from the nutrition background. Over to you, Dr. Rajni.
Thank you so much, sir. We have with us our third speaker, Dr. Nilanjana Singh. She is a registered dietitian and a certified diabetes educator. She is former chief of dietetics, PSRI Hospital, New Delhi, an author, a columnist, and a wellness consultant. Dr. Nilanjana was a president of Indian Dietetic Association of Delhi chapter from 2015 to 2018, and now she is national executive member of Indian Dietetic Association. She is also president of Delhi University of Women's Association from 2010 to 2015. Ms. Nilanjana Singh has over 30 years of extensive clinical experience at institutes like AIIMS, Sitaram Bharatiya Research Institute, the Diabetes Foundation Delhi, and PSRI Hospital, where she founded and headed the dietetics facility for over 20 years. As a clinical nutritionist, Ms. Singh has been invited to speak at several national and international conferences. She has also been closely involved in creating awareness around dietary management of gastroenterological, renal, and urological conditions. She has been associated with the WHO and FSSAI as a part of their committees and projects on nutrition and health. She contributed towards framing the Diet and IBD Guidelines 2019 as a member of Asian Working Group. It is an honor to have Ms. Nilanjana Singh today with us. We are eager to listen to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Rajni, for the introduction. And I'm very happy to be here in this forum. And thank you, Dr. Vijay. I don't see Dr. Vijay, but I'm sure he's around, for inviting me here today. I actually feel privileged to talk about eggs because I like to talk about things which I believe in. And I have been coming to this forum earlier as well, and I want to spread this awareness about how eating eggs is an important nutritional intervention that we can do today in our lives without taxing our pockets, yet making sure that important nutrients are provided. So may I request that my slideshow can be on, please? I think Trishala already mentioned how important egg is in human nutrition and health. You talk about any organ in the body, and there is a nutrient that's available from egg which will benefit. She talked about skin, hair, nails, heart, almost everything. Next one, please. So today I know that this is an important day, and I'd like to congratulate and give my good wishes to everybody on the panel today who have made this an important day. And we as nutritionists are totally in support of this. Both Trishala and I recognize the importance of this very important food. And we want to educate as many people as we can regarding the benefits of egg. Next one. So like I mentioned, I am not really new to this forum because I was there at earlier meets as well. And I have tried my level best. And I think I have converted many people into understanding the nutrition that egg provides. And I have tried to bring about whatever little videos, and I like to write about egg nutrition. So I have been doing that, and I hope that all of you in the future can propagate this to improve the egg consumption in India. Next slide, please. This is the nutrient composition of an egg. An egg which is really so so really small in size, and it is actually, it's marvel of nature that we get so many nutrients packed in this. It's like a very, very compact, nutrient dense food. My little pet has to participate in every forum of mine. So I think, and he is a very fussy eater, but he loves egg yolk. And I think I'm so happy that he does have it, because I'm always concerned about his nutrition being fussy. And because he loves egg yolks, that's one part of his meal, I mean, is taken care of. So coming back to how eggs provide iron, we know that we had the statistics in terms of anemia, and here is this little egg which provides 1.3 milligram of iron, which is difficult to find from other foods. So good iron, good zinc. Zinc is very important in immunity, vitamin A, calcium, phosphorus for our bones. So all of this is packed in these little eggs, which is actually the gift of nature. Next one, please. We need many essential nutrients for our well-being, and there are actually 51 essential nutrients. And just imagine this little egg, which just weighs about 40 to 50 grams, can provide you 13 essential nutrients. That is the importance of eggs. And I will not go through each one of them, but the amino acids present in it, the building blocks of protein, are actually all of them that are essential for us. And that is why it's good quality protein. We also have vitamin K, which is important not just for our immunity, but also important for our bone health. We see the amount of protein that we have in it. And also another important nutrient which gets overlooked, vitamin D. All surveys done in India show that vitamin D deficiency is highly prevalent in India. We have ample sunlight, but that of course is another important topic for discussion. But any food, very few foods actually provide vitamin D, and egg is one of them, and it has good quantity of vitamin D. And so if you have it every day, you are doing your bodies a lot of good by providing that little vitamin D every day to your diet. Next one, please. This is a noted cardiologist talking about how the data, the scientific research now is showing that egg consumption is not bad for our health. It's actually the benefits, some of the benefits that he has listed. He says that it has so much good present in it, not just for eye health, it's good for our bones, it's good for our heart, it's good for our arteries, makes them more pliable, the choline present in it. It's good for our memory, it's good for our liver. So he's listed all of that. Biotin for our hair, skin, nails, which Trishala already talked about, calcium, phosphorus, all of this. Folate is another important nutrient which tends to get overlooked. When we talked about anemia, we talk about iron, but we forget to talk about folate. And folate is also present in eggs. And again, very important that we include it in our everyday diets. If we don't include it in our everyday diets, what happens is we tend to go missing on many important nutrients. So this was an article where now cardiologists have been telling people that you need not be afraid of eggs, and the cholesterol in it is not the bad cholesterol. It does have cholesterol. But just let me explain that cholesterol is needed by our body. If you don't take the cholesterol, the body has to produce it. So if you have the cholesterol from egg, the body is not burdened by producing it. So provide the cholesterol from the egg, and in fact, it does your heart a lot of good. So next one, please. This is showing that from 2008, there were a series of studies which were showing that the earlier data which was present, which showed eggs in a bad light, made it some kind of a villain, that it has a cholesterol bomb in it and you should not eat it. From 2008, you can see the series of studies which show that 2008, 11, 12, and it's going on. In fact, there is a 2020 and 2021 study as well, which shows that the cholesterol in egg actually helps heart health. And what we can do is, when we include, say, 6 to 7 eggs in a week in our diet, we are making sure that the bad cholesterol goes down and the good cholesterol improves. So next one. So there is enough evidence now. And I am a big fan of Mahatma Gandhi, because he was the first dietitian in our country. So he has done so many experiments with food. And when we talk about nutritionists and dietitians, I look upon him, because he was one man who was ready to experiment with food, see what data it brought out. So he was very scientific in his thinking, and he proposed that egg is a vegetarian food. So it started from there, and it is actually vegetarian because these eggs that we eat are not fertilized. They are not having any living being inside it. So the eggs that we consume are actually vegetarian foods. And he was the first nutritionist in our country, and I totally agree with that. We are a carb-loving nation. We love our carbs, we love our rice, we love our rotis, but we tend to forget the protein in our diet. Next slide, please. So, which is why I have tried in my book, where it's for parents, for everyday people, Dr. Deepak Chopra, who's a well-known international wellness person, who has also endorsed my book and said that anybody interested in improving the health of persons, communities, should read this book. And here I have mentioned here in this book that eggs are actually vegetarian. They are animal products. They are derived from animals, but they are animal products. To see is, how can we improve the consumption of eggs in our population. We know that right now, the consumption of eggs, for whatever reason, there are many myths associated with it. There is lack of information. So we are just having about 80 to 90 eggs per year in our population. But what the NIN and ICMR have recommended is actually double of that. So that is why such kind of programs, where we tell people about the benefits of egg and how we can include it in our everyday diet without actually straining our pockets, is something very important. And malnutrition is a big problem in our country, and it's not going to go away very soon, because the statistics are showing that our children need better nutrition, and having eggs in the diet is definitely one important way where we can improve it. Next one, please. So this is just giving you statistics about how we are in India. We are producing so many eggs. We are the third largest producer, but consumption patterns are absolutely abysmal. This is how we are consuming eggs, and the need to consume eggs is much more from the standpoint of nutrition. We know that malnutrition, we have the triple burden of nutrition: overnutrition, undernutrition, and micronutrient deficiency. So all of that requires a food like egg to be included in the everyday diet. Next slide, please. I know that perhaps I'm overstepping my time, so I'll just say that malnutrition is an important problem which needs to be tackled, and all stakeholders need to get together. We cannot do it alone. Just talking about it, just like all the poultry farming industry has got a boost, we as nutritionists can educate and also dispel myths about certain foods. Next slide, please. So eggs I compared to another gift that we have from God, which is mother's milk. So in many ways, it is comparable to that gift. And you can see that the biological value of these eggs are very close to mother's milk, as opposed to mother's milk, which is 100, here it's 93.7. So what better way that this carb-loving country can improve the protein intake and also the micronutrient intake in the diet than by including rose khao one day. That's what I like to end with. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Nilanjana Singh ji, for a wonderful presentation. And you aptly said that carb-loving nation. तो अंडे है लेकिन खाने वालों की इच्छा शक्ति नहीं है. So nutritionists are playing very good role. So thank you very much. Now we have got a lot of questions, and since we are running late, ladies and gentlemen, so on behalf of the management committee and on behalf of the team INFA, we would like to assure you that we will answer each and every question from the experts. We will connect your question to the relevant experts, and we will put the general question and answers on the website of INFA so that people are enlightened with the experts' answers. There are a lot of questions about the egg consumption, about the nutritional value of egg. There are some questions from the students. They are asking that for the study time, during the stress time, how the eggs can help. So wonderful questions, and we will surely answer each and every questions for all of you. And it will be soon put on the website of the INFA where you can see and also the recording of today's program will be available. Those who have not joined, they can revisit. So ladies and gentlemen, you know that today's program, we have 3 distinguished speakers. All of them are very busy, and we would like to thank them. And to do the honors, the felicitation, I would like to request our immediate past president, Mr. Vijay Teng, to kindly do the e-felicitation as we are doing it virtually. Over to you, Mr. Teng.
Yeah.
Kindly felicitate.
Thank you, Dr. Shirish. Wow, what an interesting session this has been so far. So, Dr. Rajni, if we can help me with uploading the presentation. So, on behalf of INFA Managing Committee, we are pleased to honor Dr. Ezil Kumar for sharing his insights on the egg consumption pattern in India and elaborating on the future of the industry. So, Doctor, thank you very much. We are all privileged to have you as a speaker on this wonderful occasion, and this memento will reach you to your location. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
On behalf of INFA Managing Committee, we are equally pleased to honor Ms. Trishila Goswami for bringing into focus the golden egg and re-emphasizing the importance of egg as a complete protein. Thank you, Ms. Trishila, for a very, very insightful presentation. We at INFA are privileged to honor you on this wonderful occasion, and thank you for sparing your time. Well, it's a great privilege on behalf of INFA Managing Committee to honor Ms. Nilanjana Singh for sharing her very powerful thoughts, very powerful message. Especially, I was impressed with the thought of the role of eggs, which can be used in addressing the major challenge of malnutrition. Of course, there were multiple aspects, but I found that one very, very wonderful, very powerful message. So thank you, Ms. Nilanjana Singh, for your very valuable thoughts and a very, very powerful presentation. We are privileged to honor you on this occasion. And to all the speakers, this memento will reach to your location. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Shirish.
Thank you, Mr. Teng. Now I would like to request my fellow colleague, Dr. Tanveer Alam, who is the Vice President of INFA, to kindly sum up the program and give vote of thanks. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Suresh. It was definitely a wonderful day today. And the three luminaire have added a lot of shine to this day. The concept of One Health has been seeing the integration of health and nutrition by all stakeholders involved. And this is a great approach which has been very nicely echoed through the presentation by all of the three, because it talks about not only balancing the nutrition as per the growing need of the trend of consumer today, but it also very importantly talks about overcoming the nutritional deficiency which is prevailing in many parts of the country. In fact, Nilanjana was very rightly touching that in India, when there is a widespread deficiency of vitamin D, and egg can actually play a very important role in overcoming that. So, as a whole, Dr. Edil Kumar, I think wonderful presentation on behalf of iconic NECC you have made, sir, and your focus on awareness, which has always been the forte of NECC, has been very nicely reiterated today, because that's what is going to be bringing more per capita consumption. A lot of work is already being done by NECC and industry and the professionals in general. But today we have got re-strengthened energy to do it further. Thanks a lot, sir. Trishala Goswami, I think you have made a very strong representation of not only young generation, but you have actually impressed the generations across the ages that how ordinary egg can be extraordinary. So that's really very interesting message. And you also gave a good practical tips on checking the freshness of the egg, which perhaps is very handy also. And the seasoned professional Nilanjana Singh, we must thank you, madam, for giving a lot of passion. In fact, there was a sense of competition between you and your pet for showing that passion, that how important egg is. But nevertheless, thanks a lot for sharing a lot of interesting aspect about the nutritional quality of egg for human beings. So overall, thanks a lot to everyone as a presenter, and thanks a lot to the organizers of the event, and particularly the managing committee of INFA, who had encouraged all of us to organize such kind of events. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.